By 1941, most of Europe was under Nazi control, making Germany appear unstoppable everywhere. One country fell after another, collapsing quickly, like dominoes tipping in a single direction. British cities faced constant bombing, testing morale, endurance, and how long resistance could realistically survive. At this moment, Hitler believed victory was already guaranteed.
No one can stop us now.
From the outside, the empire looked strong, stable, and permanent, hiding cracks forming beneath everything. But underground, confidence faded as early mistakes quietly began piling up.
Something is going terribly wrong.
To understand why Hitler lost the war, we first have to understand why he won so quickly. Germany won early wars by striking first, moving so fast that enemies collapsed before they could react. One breakthrough was enough. Once the first line fell, everything behind it followed quickly. France and Britain hesitated, waiting for each other, and hesitation became Germany's greatest advantage. German officers were trained to act independently. Discipline and quick decisions worked together perfectly. After winning again and again, Hitler stopped seeing chance. Victory became proof that he believed he was always right. Fast victories pushed German supply lines farther and farther, stretching logistics to breaking point before anyone noticed. Generals warned about fuel, distance, and timing, but leadership believed momentum mattered more than logistics. Winning too often convinced Hitler that intuition mattered more than experts who questioned his decisions.
No one can stop us now.
Germany wasn't fighting one war anymore, but several at once, across land, sea, and sky. Resources were spread thin, like a blanket too small to cover everything at once. Manpower and equipment were divided, leaving no front strong enough to guarantee decisive victory. Trying to control everything at once meant eventually losing control of something important. Hitler believed the Soviet Union would collapse quickly, underestimating its size, people, and endurance. He imagined the Soviet system as fragile, assuming one hard push would make everything collapse.
Just kick the door in.
But the Soviet Union wasn't a house. It was an entire continent built for survival. Winter arrived faster than expected, freezing equipment, slowing movement, and crushing earlier momentum. Commanders urged a tactical retreat, hoping to regroup before total collapse set in. Pride replaced strategy, locking German forces into positions they could no longer escape.
Not one step back.
From this moment on, defeat wasn't sudden, it became slow, predictable, and impossible to stop. By winter 1941, German forces stood frozen outside Moscow, unprepared for cold, distance, and delay. Fuel shortages slowed everything, turning fast-moving armies into frozen targets waiting for orders. Without supplies, even the strongest army becomes helpless, no matter how brave its soldiers are. Experienced generals proposed a tactical retreat, hoping to save troops before conditions worsened further. But admitting retreat meant admitting error, and Hitler's ego could not accept that possibility.
We do not retreat.
This was the all-in moment, no withdrawal, no correction, and no plan B remaining. From this point on, winning was no longer an option, only delaying the inevitable collapse. German factories were bombed relentlessly, reducing production and slowly strangling the war effort from within. Without fuel, steel, or replacements, Germany's war machine began grinding itself to a halt. As defeat became likely, Allies quietly distanced themselves, unwilling to sink with a failing strategy. Germany's enemies adapted, learned its patterns, and discovered exactly how to counter its once deadly tactics. Instead of advancing, German forces were now pushed back, attacked simultaneously from every direction. Decision-making became isolated, disconnected from reality, and increasingly driven by fear and denial. There was no single fatal blow, just continuous pressure until collapse became unavoidable. By this stage, the outcome was clear. Germany was no longer fighting to win, only to delay defeat. Hitler didn't lose simply because enemies were strong, but because his own decisions slowly destroyed every advantage. He stopped listening, trusted himself too much, and turned early victories into proof that he couldn't be wrong. Ironically, what made Hitler powerful in the beginning became the trap that guaranteed his downfall. History isn't just about war, it's about leadership, power, and what happens when success kills self-doubt. The most dangerous belief isn't that enemies are weak, but that you can never lose.
If you enjoy History Explained Simply, stay with us.